What's good, y'all? It's the TraKCouts podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about music and life with the people living it. I'm your host, Code Red. With me, as always, my boy, my host, Scorpio. What's up, bro?
What's the word with it? We got one today?
We just might. We interview artists, producers, engineers, all that. Lately, we've been getting into the visuals. We drop every other Wednesday. Make sure you tap in so you're notified when we drop. But we do got one today. One of Casey's illest videographers. Yeah, I've seen his collabs with pretty much all the dopest artists in the city, the music videos. Basically a visual artist himself. His Instagram bio says it all. Dope shit only. Nick Ferrari, a.k.a. MKV. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
What's going on with it?
What's up?
Nick Ferrari. That's the hell of a name, bro. You know, like, people call you MKV.
Yeah.
But your name is Nick Ferrari.
Yeah.
Why MKV when you got Nick Ferrari, bro? That's just so hard.
I don't want to make that like my brand though, you know? Like I wanted MKV to kind of like remain like faceless in a way. Like I just wanted it to be for the visuals. I did kind of change my name to Ferrari Films, but it's just going to go straight back to MKV. I wanted to remain nameless. So
yeah. So with the Ferrari Films, like I remember talking to you about that like last year, that you were like thinking about a rebrand because you wanted to like maybe film other kinds of things, but MKV, you know, you're known for your music videos, right?
Yeah.
So like, where are you now? Are you still focused on music videos first and foremost?
Oh, music videos is first and foremost.
Yeah.
Like I think it's always going to be first and foremost now. Like I fucking love music videos. Like the process, shooting it, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Have you like ever like dabbled into like doing like a film or something? Like
oh yeah, that's how I like kind of started out. So I started shooting like my junior year of high school, and I was super interested in like filmmaking and stuff like that. Like that's what I wanted to do for a career. So I was shooting, like I started on the iPhone. I did short films and stuff like that. And I just tried to like network. They have this thing called IFCKC. It's pretty much like a networking group for filmmakers in Kansas City. And I would just pull up there in high school and try to meet as many people as possible. And then after high school, I started college for a little bit, and I think I did a semester. And I was like, nah, I don't want to fucking do college right now. So I just started shooting music videos on my iPhone. Like literally using a gimbal like that, but it was like a lot more clunkier from my iPhone.
Yeah,
and
for those that can't see, we just have like a little mini gimbal over here sitting on the table.
And I just
So what year was this?
I started shooting in like 2018.
Okay, so you've been doing it now, like jumped in 6-ish years ago.
Yeah.
And you started on iPhone.
Yeah.
So what iPhone would this have been?
This was the iPhone 8.
So like, what was the video capability of the iPhone 8 back then? I don't even remember.
Well, it's kind of dog shit, but there's an app. I don't know if it's actually like relevant now because of how like advanced the iPhones have gotten, but it's called Filmic Pro.
Yeah.
And it pretty much just gives you access to like the manual settings on your camera. So like, for example, if I wanted to adjust my like ISO or something like that, like I don't think like in the normal camera settings I can actually adjust the ISO, but in the Filmic Pro app I was able to. So I used that to kind of start shooting the music videos.
So it's adjusting the camera before your shoot, or it's more like adjusting the video you took after the fact?
It's during the shoot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it controls the iPhone's camera.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's almost kind of like jailbreaking it at the time.
Yeah, at the time. Now I think iPhones like have manual settings and you can just adjust like that because those cameras have gotten crazy as fuck.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So for anybody out there that wants to shoot music videos, this man started on his iPhone and now he's like one of the illest in the city that does it. So just start with the iPhone. Just start, right? I mean,
yeah, literally that's all you have to do. The app was like I think $15 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that like got me into the door. Like I don't think I was able to charge at the time, but like I was able to like use it to showcase some of my work, to present to artists, to be like, hey, like I shoot music videos, like I'm trying to work with you.
Yeah.
And then I like upgraded from there. I upgraded to like a small ass camera. I think that's where I met you guys. No. I met you guys when I had that A7 III still, but yeah, I was shooting on this small ass camera, but you know.
So when you started shooting in 2018 on iPhone, you started going by MKV like then, or you were just still Nick Ferrari back then, or
I was just Ferrari Films.
okay,
Yeah.
And so when did the MKV thing happen?
It was originally like just a placeholder name that I was like trying to figure out what, like kind of like how I wanted to brand like the Instagram. And MKV is literally just like it's like a file, like JPEG or something like that. It's just one of those files. And I kind of wanted it to be like more so like on the editing side of things, like like I have these crazy ass like edits and stuff like that because the camera quality was shit. So I had to like find my niche. And then it just kind of stuck. Y'all started calling me it. Bino started calling me MK. Like it just.
I mean, that's how you were introed to me.
Yeah,
and it is hard, but
It is a roll off tongue.
yeah, it is. So when you start shooting on iPhone, this is like interesting to me. I've seen some quote. I forget who said it, but it was like the thing that is like the worst part about something is what becomes the most nostalgic part, like VHS effect, right? Like all the shitty parts of it is why it looks cool or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So will we have like any kind of nostalgic like attitude towards like an iPhone 8 or something? Like eventually you think something like that, like a shitty camera on an iPhone, would that same kind of thing apply?
Actually, like, yeah, because I've seen a lot of people like gravitate to like iPhone 4s and shit like that now.
Really?
For photography. Yeah. Like so it's like an aesthetic or something like
Right.
that. Like they'll like start shooting on like the iPhone 4s for like, you know, photos and stuff like that. I guess it's like super popular now. So yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I don't know what the look is because I think like it looks pretty similar to like a regular camera. But yeah, they already do that shit.
Okay. I always found that interesting. Like, same thing with music, like which we'll put the record effect on shit. You know what I mean? We'll warp shit on purpose,
Make
like,
it sound a
to
little
sound
bit
like it's on a shitty record. Or now we'll even like bit rate shit down to CD or to put tape filter on. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So
Oh yeah, I fuck up my own image.
Yeah.
I try not to like go for a super clean look. I try to like make it look good, but like also like I'll add like film grain and blur and stuff like that into the image to just fuck it up, to make it look like it has like texture.
yeah, and even seen you record like with a little shitty camcorder too or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that too. I don't have it anymore, but
yeah. I kind of want to get one of those. I think that stuff looks hard too.
I want one so bad, but they're so expensive. You have to rent them from like Japan.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then getting a hold of the actual tapes is like super difficult.
Yeah.
And they cost like a lot of money. So
When we were kids, man, we had big old VHS one. You know, the shoulder ones. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Talking about like them, like the ones that like they used to be walking
I've
around
seen them
following
before.
Yeah.
people with. Yeah.
I didn't grow up in that generation though. So.
Yeah, I'm showing my age right now, I guess. But we made our first music video when we were kids on that shit, bro.
Oh, I
Straight
need
to
to see
VHS.
that. I need to see that so bad.
It was literally like a lip sync to the Real Slim Shady or some shit. Like,
Weak as fuck.
Okay.
oh, come on, man. I was like videographer, writer, producer, all that shit, bro.
You need to have it playing on a big ass TV when your clients walk in.
I
And
mean, just put it up there on the TV and stuff.
That tape probably got long recorded over. When you're go ahead.
You were talking about how like sometimes you will like mess up the quality, like you'll put some film grain in there or like a blur. With your videos, one thing I could always staple you is like the way you color it. Like what's your approach to coloring? Like what are you looking for when you go into coloring a video?
I'm looking for like a film look. Like I'll approach it like I'm trying to make it look like it was shot on film. And then whenever I make it look like it was shot on film, I like can either decide, hey, do I want to turn it more like of a digital look, and it just kind of has more enhanced colors, or do I want to actually like go heavy on the film look?
For sure.
Pretty much it.
Well, how do you, when it comes to like the film look or the coloring, how are you approaching that like with different types of videos or different types of music? Because you can have like storytelling videos that you're doing, or you can just have like visual concept videos that you're doing, right? So like, how are you picking color?
How do I pick which
like,
ones I want to?
What mood are you chasing for each, and et cetera?
So like for example, like I'll hear a song, and like if I like hear the color, like for example, like last week I went and I shot with OK Kashi, and we shot in this like this wooded area, and I felt like it kind of gave me bluish vibes. So kind of what I do is I find an image or like a video that I want to like, I feel like also sounds like the artist's song, and I kind of try to match it to that.
Okay.
So for that one, I think I was using like a reference image from MKV. I don't. He's
I've heard.
He's like a kind of, he does like rock and stuff like that. But I was using like a music video from his to kind of like inspire that look. So I kind of just take from music videos and stuff like that I really fuck with.
So every time you go into a video shoot, do you get the music before?
Most of the time, yeah. Sometimes I just hear it like they don't have it on file, so I hear it like at the shoot, and at that point, I'm just gonna improv.
So sometimes you'll go into a video shoot and you haven't even heard the music before.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Just going off the vibes.
like that was how I did it for the OK Cashy one. Because when I heard it, I kind of know what, like whenever I hear the song, I know what I want the visuals for it to be.
So when you don't get the music beforehand, that has to be more of like a run and gun situation.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so like, do you prefer run and gun or do you prefer like written out, planned out shoots?
Written out, planned out, but it's also like you find sometimes whenever you're doing the run and gun videos, that like sometimes like improving, you can find really fucking cool looks that you probably wouldn't have been able to find had you planned out this video and like had set shot lists and stuff like that to like kind of go to. Like you're kind of forced to like free ball and mess around and like experiment a little bit when you run and gun. And that's kind of like one of my favorite things about that. It's because it helps me practice a little bit for those written out like pre-produced shoots. I'm just able to play around with it a little bit more.
So when it comes to run and gun versus planned, like what kind of tracks usually gravitate towards which kind of videos in terms of the style of the music? Like, are the street tracks more the run and gun, or do you like coming up with thought out concepts for those two, or what? Yeah,
like street drill. That's a lot of times that is run and gun, and that's what the artist is looking for.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times whenever I'm like, when I hear like, oh, I want a video to look like this, it'll usually be like, do you know who Jerry Productions is?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
He shoots Dirk's, or he did shoot Dirk's videos.
Okay.
Usually a lot of them will reference that, and a lot of the times those videos are run and gun. So I pull a lot of inspiration from Jerry PhD when I'm shooting those type of videos.
Yeah.
Who are some other like videographers that's like doing music videos that you like feel like you pull from?
That's a good question. I can't name Bradley Calder, the guy that shot the MKG. He works with MKG, and he works with a lot of different artists. He also has that like really, really filmic look, except he's actually shooting on film.
For sure.
I pull a lot of inspiration from him, and just like random, like a lot of videographers I'll find on Instagram and stuff like that. I'll like some of their concepts. Lyrical Lemonade has a lot of good ones, of course.
Sure.
Just like whatever I see on Instagram, I'm like, okay, I fuck with that. And then I'll take that, and I'll also like, I'll be watching movies sometimes, and I'm like, damn, like, I think it's Belly or something like that. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of shots from that movie that I was like, damn, like that low-key like had already inspired me like in the past, like, and I didn't even fucking know like that it was a thing, So it was kind of crazy.
So let's talk more about like your homework that you put in, because it sounds like you study the game. You got these influences. You're talking about like you'll go research the type of music, maybe like watch similar videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what goes into studying? Have you always been a person that like studied, or like this is just you just get focused and locked in?
No, I think I just pull inspiration a lot of the time. Like whenever I do see something that I really like, it makes me want to like go out and shoot. So it's pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Like I just want to go out and shoot when I see some cool shit.
Yeah.
And then I'll do it.
For us, it's easy to like hear some inspiration and go straight to the lab and cook the beat.
Facts.
How does that work for you? Because like, if you get the inspiration now, sometimes you can't get it later for us in music. I feel like, especially the artists. So like for you as like a visual artist, if you get that inspiration watching a movie, how do you capture that and save it for later?
That's the difficult thing, because you can't just immediately go out and shoot, but you know, a lot of the times you'll have like that concept, like with the Thanks and Cross Me, that one video we shot for Shun. Like, I don't know, I just had like this really, you know, I was like super inspired one night, and I was like, damn, like I have this concept that I want to do. And you know, like it's crazy as fuck in my head, and it's super doable. It's we'll be able to shoot on a low budget. What I do is I put it down on a Milanote, and I try to create a look board that is very, very similar to what I feel like inspired me. So like, or a mood board or whatever. So it'll be like just images of different music videos, different movies and stuff like that, and just different like photography that I feel like would inspire the video, and that's like what I'm trying to go off of. Yeah, that's kind of how I like am able to conserve the inspiration. I just put it into a mood board.
Nice. I've never experimented with a mood board myself. Have you?
I've never experimented with a mood board, like an actual mood board, but I'll like list out just different ideas of what I'm going for, like in an aesthetic or something.
Yeah.
Or if I'm working on a song or a project, and I'll like save pictures of something that inspires a thought or a feeling that ties to what I'm working on.
Yeah.
But I've never like mapped it out.
So on that Shunan shoot that you just talked about, you had like a crew of people helping you out. Maybe not a crew, but a few people.
It was definitely a crew.
Okay, so I want to talk about like working with the crew, but I also want to talk about you working solo. Like a lot of the time, you're just the only guy on the shoot.
Yeah.
So like when you're the only one doing everything, which role are you trying to keep locked in on the most, or like everything's getting your attention evenly?
So I always put like that role of the cinematographer, the videographer first before like directing or anything like that. I feel like at times if I like try to direct before I set up the shot, the shot's gonna be fucked up. And you know, like if the shot's kind of fucked up, then like it doesn't really matter how good the performance is because the shot's fucked up.
Yeah.
So I always make sure that I'm in the head of a cinematographer when I start shooting. And then whenever I feel comfortable with the shot, then I'll start like directing the artist and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if I do it in reverse, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Like how often are you working with artists that they want to direct the shit? You know what I'm saying? Or is that often?
That's often, yeah.
Yeah.
And usually I like it because I can like we'll kind of go back and forth with ideas. So a lot of the times what happens is an artist will bring forward like an idea for a video that's too ambitious, that like we don't have the means to actually shoot it. So what I'll do is I'll kind of simplify the idea and make sure that it's like doable, like on our budget. So like, for example, if this is probably like off the dome, but if somebody like wants to shoot like with a really, really fucking nice car, instead of like, you know, booking that really nice car which could like cost like $1,000, we'll just find we'll go to a car show or something like that, and we'll find like somebody that's just down to do it for super cheap, like $50, $100.
Yeah.
It may not be the car that they're looking for, but it is a supercar or something like that. So
yeah,
it's just like kind of simplifying some of the ideas that the artists have and still like making sure that it's in the vision that they want it to be. Like I'm not really like sacrificing too much.
So you're cinematographer first though.
Yeah.
And so is that the most important thing, that the shit just looks good?
Yeah.
Before like any kind of like concept to it, just like make sure it looks good.
That's what's gonna like make people like gravitate to it.
Right.
It's like if it's like if the shot starts out and it looks crazy, you can tell like people will engage with the content more, rather than like if I like take 5 to 10 seconds and then finally introduce the crazy shot. So yeah, it's mainly cinematography. I feel like that's what really grabs people's attention.
With doing like the video work, so you got the brain went crazy. Hold on, my brain lost it. Hold
I
on.
feel that I'm fucking exhausted.
We're filming this early in the morning, y'all. Just so y'all know, we do not usually be in here this early. MKV though.
We were at a wedding yesterday.
Yeah,
A little bit of brain fog.
Boom. So with the videos, you got to get your treatment. Then you're, like you said, you go in cinematography first, then directing, then you're editing the clips, coloring. Out of all those, like where are you the most comfortable? Where you feel like you flow the most freely?
Shooting and coloring for sure. I don't know, like coloring isn't really even like work to me. It's just so like for example, like last night I got back and like when I was taking the footage off from the wedding, like I can't help myself. I have to see what the footage looks like colored.
yeah.
So I got on my computer and I just like immediately put it into DaVinci and I started color grading it. It doesn't feel like a job or anything like that, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then filming, just because I film so consistently, like even if I show up to a shoot and I don't really have like an idea of what I want to do, or like I haven't heard the song at all, I'll still like know, like, okay, I get to the location, I check the spots that I want, and then we'll shoot a few practice shots, and then from there I'm comfortable to do whatever the fuck I want, pretty much.
Do you want to be like a cinematographer first? Do you want to be a director first? Do you want to be an editor first? Like what role do you want to like really lean into more, or you like wearing all the hats?
I mean, I like wearing all the hats. I think it's fun. And like I've kind of always been a solo shooter, even whenever I was doing like short films and stuff like that. I was like solo, but I think the role I want to go more into is producing projects, like getting a different director to come in, a different editor, a dope artist, and kind of like combining all those people, because I feel like that's one of the things that I would really enjoy, would be like, building a project up and not necessarily being involved creatively, but letting creatives do their thing on the project.
Yeah.
Or like an executive role, kind of more.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like that's always like the best. I feel like you get the best results whenever you lean into that, because like whenever I'm working on something and it's like I just want the visual photographer, or what if I have ever worked with you, I'm just like, you come up with it, what I mean? Not like come up with the whole thing, but like lead the charge on what it's supposed to be like, you know what I mean? Because like you have a vision for that stuff. I feel like that's when you get the best product, letting everybody lean into their roles. You know what I'm saying? We've seen you work with multiple people multiple times, like Shunan, Shay Lyric, Dame, Kashi. You've done multiple videos for all these people. How would you say you like help to evolve their visual identity, like as their music evolves from project to project or song to song?
So with Shay Lyric, I think Shay Lyric is probably like the best example. Because whenever we go into the process of shooting, first of all, it's not just me and Shay. Morgan's involved as well. And she's like, I think she's been involved in like all the videos. So she really comes in and kind of like leads like the main idea. So she'll present the main idea and then we'll kind of transform that. Like our mindset whenever we go into each video is just to make the next video better. Yeah. So when it went from it's outside out south. South. We started with that one, and then the next video was BBB, and we're like, yo, we gotta like step that shit up. Like we gotta like
that was a phenomenal leap.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then from there, we went from BBB to I think Windmills.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like we need to make this video better.
Yeah.
And then we went from Windmills to like her latest song. And it's like every single time, like our main goal is to just make a better video than the last one.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because you get to a certain point where it's like it's almost like a cap, because you can only do so much as like a solo videographer, that it's like it's a cap. So I think, but in that, I think there's also a challenge, which is also really interesting to kind of explore.
So with those like 4 videos you just mentioned with Shay, that's been like over like a 2-ish year span, and you've done hella videos in between all that, right? So like when you say I want to beat my last video every time. Are you just trying to chip away and get a little better every time, or like you just trying to make it a huge leap every time? Like you want this next one to blow people's away?
You gotta just like chip away little by little.
Yeah.
That's how I like kind of viewed it at first, but like I feel like if I'm like looking at it like that, like if I'm looking at it like, oh, I need to blow that last video out of the water, I'm gonna be disappointed as fuck. Like half the time. So my idea is just to chip away little by little, and whenever I have the opportunity to make that big leap, like for example, like I'm working with like Quincy or something. Quincy has like an FX6. Like I'll try to make sure like I make sure that that video is gonna make a massive leap.
Yeah. And so like, where would you say the gains come from? Does it come from like you get a new piece of gear? It comes with you learn a new technique. It comes with a new artist is pushing you to be better.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I gotta think about that.
I mean, or, it could be a combination, you know what I mean?
I think it's just, a combination of experience, of who you meet, what their skill set is, and like overall, like what your mindset is on that project at that point. Because I feel like there's times where, for example, last year, I wasn't as driven. Like I didn't have like the drive that I have now, or like in 2023. So in the videos, I feel like showed. But it's kind of like a combination of multiple things. Like, for example, like every single time I work with Quincy, it's like, like I'm gonna have to, since he's a cinematographer, I'm gonna have to step up on the directing side. Like I'm gonna have to, present him a treatment. I'm gonna have to do like all of these, like little things that I usually don't have to do, just so I can, play my role, because he's gonna be covering a lot of what I already do.
Right.
So it's it's just kind of a combination of things.
Yeah. And like, how important is the gear?
It's not everything, but it helps. Like I was shooting on iPhone, and even now I could probably shoot a lot of music videos on an iPhone, because I know how to color grade. I know how to do all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know how to expose for like lighting and stuff like that. I feel like it would look pretty similar to what I'm actually doing right now. With my A7 III. But it also is like, if I hadn't got that A7 III, if I had just mained on my iPhone, I probably wouldn't be able to get like some of the lens quality that you get, like the benefits from lenses and stuff like that. So I think you can just start shooting with whatever, and equipment really doesn't matter, but it also does matter to a certain point. I don't know if like that makes sense, but
like to translate it into the music world too, it's like you can definitely make fire with whatever you have.
For sure.
But the better you get, the better you can utilize better gear. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so if you don't know what you're doing, if you're just starting out, like you don't need amazing gear to get started. You have so much to learn. You know what I mean?
Facts. Because you kind of gotta understand like the basics of it first. Because like let's say we're talking about engineering, you can't go in there and use a Neve EQ and a 1B if you don't know how to just at least record it through a Focusrite into a FL Studio.
Right.
You're gonna be sitting there looking lost. Yeah.
And I've always said this too. My mindset kind of is, and let me know if this applies to video also. If you can make it awesome with shitty gear, when you get to good gear, it's gonna be amazing. You know what I mean? So like, does that apply to video also?
Yeah,
like if you can make a fire video on your fucking iPhone, when you get to A7 III or whatever it's called, then you're gonna be ready to go.
Yeah. Or if you like, or you get involved with a cinematographer or something like that, like like if you're able to make good quality shit on like a low budget, then whenever you do get that quality shit, you're gonna be able to skyrocket.
Yeah. Hey everyone, Code Red here. If you like the way this podcast looks and sounds, it's filmed on location at Code Red Productions. We handle all your audio needs for music, commercials, and podcasts. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook at Code Red Productions KC, or visit our website, coderedproductionskc.com. We'll see you here. Back to the show. We were talking about before we started recording, like filming content and shit, and it's like Instagram content, and it's like, how do you keep it fresh? Like, how are you shoot a lot of videos, you shoot content also, like where are you getting like fresh ideas from? And if you're collaborating with artists multiple times, like Shay or Sean Ann, how are you trying to keep their visuals fresh as well? Like keep it from feeling repetitive?
Different styles. There's so many like different ways to shoot. There's different lenses you can use. And pretty much the setup is always going to be way different than the last video. Yeah, it just happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Like from like ideating like what we're going to do with the video, like I feel like there's always going to be a big difference because we're going to have different equipment each time to work with. We're going to have different locations and stuff like that each time to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So we were talking to Spence last week. He has like a Rolodex of like dope spots he keeps around, you know what I mean? So he's always ready to shoot. You got a similar thing, you know, you like scout?
Yeah, there's certain locations that I have like that like I feel like work with like if I'm working on a tighter time frame, like they book for like an hour or two. I have spots that I can go to that have multiple locations that look different, but it's all like within like a 1 or 2 minute walking distance. That's like when I'm trying to like maximize my time as much as possible. And then, yeah, I just have a whole bunch of different locations just because I've been shooting for so long. And I've worked with so many artists they put me on to locations too. And I'm like, okay, I could come back and I could use this. So yeah, I have a shit ton of different locations that I like use just to, you know, that I have like if I want to, you know, shoot something randomly.
Yeah. And do you feel like you have a signature like look? Because I feel like whenever I see somebody's video, I'm like, that kind of looks like MK did it. And a lot of the time it is. So I'm like, do you feel like you have a signature look or you try to keep it fresh? You don't want to have a signature look?
I think I do have a signature look. It's not on purpose or anything like that, but just the way like I color grade and I shoot and the amount of videos I put out, like you're gonna have a style. Now, like I like definitely try to switch up that style, but a lot of the times that comes with the lenses that you have too.
Yeah.
And I've had the same lenses for a while, so it's like that is also a challenge trying to keep the look fresh and like trying to gravitate to a new style. One of the things that I like do a lot as well is I'll learn different editing techniques. I think that like really makes like a video look different. Like you can like, if you want to, you can stretch or squeeze footage and it'll make it look like completely different, like on a shot on a completely different lens. So I've been playing around with that a little bit, just to kind of get some, like a new style or a new look. But yeah, it's just what lenses you're rocking for style and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got a question though. You were talking about how you shoot videos and content for like a lot of these people. The industry right now, everything is really like short form. It's reels and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Are we on board with that, or are we trying to move back into more videos? Because like me personally, I feel like the content kind of takes away from the storytelling of projects and whatever a song is trying to get across. What's y'all take on that?
So I think for that, like, I don't think content's too much of a problem because, like, it's content. If you want to shoot a music video to that song, you can still shoot a music video to it. A lot of the times I do shoot both content videos and music videos to songs, just because right now with how the algorithm works, it's just going to push the artist a little bit more, especially like if you just have a music video out. A lot of the times that might not work. You're going to want like a content video to post on Instagram or something like that, or TikTok, to kind of promote that and get people adjusted to that sound. So people will click on that music video.
So you're saying that you think that the content is like, it's harder to get the message of the music out there with having to do short form?
I think so. Like, it's because each one is a micro piece. I feel like with a video, you can tell the story. Like it's like it's a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like a music video is like a mini movie for the message that song is trying to convey. But Instagram reel is just like a short little snippet of. It's just a glimpse of the overall idea.
It's like a one shot or something like that. Yeah.
I feel like. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I feel like you can maybe, you got to play like the long game with it, right? You might not get the full message across in 30 seconds, right? But if you're able to stitch together the concept over many pieces, which takes some planning and shit like that, you know what I mean? I feel like you can still get that message out. It's like thinking of a music video as a movie versus thinking of the content as maybe a series, you know what I mean?
Show.
Now, not everybody's going to see every episode, so you still have to make it on a per clip basis entertaining. You know what I mean? But I feel like you can still tell the story almost like making the content like a mood board or something. Does that make sense?
I feel you.
Yeah. It would take some more thought out planning and stuff like that. I feel like so much of the content people film is run and gun, so it comes across as run and gun.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you prefer, well, you said you prefer a thought out, but do you prefer like a storytelling video or a visual concept video? Like what, would you rather make something that just looks cool or would you rather make something that told the story?
It looks cool. I mean, I come from like a filmmaking background, so of course, like I like telling stories. But a lot of the times with music videos, you don't have time to tell that story. Like you are in like a 1, 2, 3 minute time frame, and trying to come up with a story for that like each time is just like it's difficult.
Yeah.
There's only so much so much story you can tell within that time frame. So I think like making something that is visually striking first, and then like kind of having like a story be kind of underlaid to those visuals, I think that's like kind of the best method.
Yeah.
Personally for me, because I can't, like if I'm going into like a project trying to tell a story or something like that, a lot of the times like I'll have hiccups in that, and there's a lot of things with that storytelling that I can't really promote or market that well. But with a visually striking video, it looks crazy.
Yeah.
It pops, and it'll grab attention almost immediately. So yeah, I just like doing visually striking shit too. I think it's fun.
Yeah. And do you think that like are videos today in general more about the visual strike, or are there a lot of storytelling videos out there still going on?
Most of it is about eye candy.
Yeah.
Like trying to like make the craziest looking shit possible. Which I don't mind. It looks cool. But I think like a lot of the times like simple shots work really well. Like for example, with that with Kendrick Lamar's Rollout, or even that one, the Squabble Up video, it's just like pretty much one room.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff going on and it's like super fun. Or like with his Rollout video for GNX, it was a very simple like, like a zoom in to like a cool looking room, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So it just, yeah.
So do you see us leaning more? I mean, you make music videos, so you want to keep people to keep making music videos.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves music videos, but as he's saying, is people seem to be shifting more to just consuming on social media apps. Do you see everybody going more into that trend of short clips, less music videos, or music videos going to hold their ground?
I think music videos will hold its ground, but like there's just so much of a push because of how like the algorithm works and stuff like that, and people are trying to like work around the algorithm. A lot of the times they're not really thinking about like, oh, like I'm gonna make a really really cool music video that only 100 people are gonna see. It's a lot of the times it's not worth that investment. And content pieces are a lot of the times they are worth that investment because they're a lot of times they're cheaper, they're super easy and fast to produce, and they sometimes get this same amount of engagement or even more than an actual music video.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be gravitating more to content pieces. I don't really have a problem with that because I always think that music videos are going to have they're going to have their own place pretty much. And the content pieces are going to have their own place. So I think it's just kind of like a mixture of things.
Yeah. When you guys did the content rollout with Juby Truth for his project at the beginning of this year,
Yeah.
you had done multiple like short form videos for him for that. But aesthetically, it like all tied together, right? So like, did you guys go in on top of the plan and like say like, okay, we're gonna do this many pieces, they're gonna look like this, this, and this, or were you guys just like, bet that one's done, let's do the next one, and it just happened to tie together?
So Juby was the one that like directed everything. So he pretty much how he came to me was like, yo, I have like a whole project I'm trying to shoot within a day. And I have different concepts for each of those videos. And we booked a location, and we shot, I think, across like 6 hours. And I guess in that time frame, the visual style kind of stayed consistent. And like I was talking about earlier, how like I kind of like simplify ideas sometimes to make it work with the budget. That's what we did. It was going to be a little bit more complex than what we originally shot, but we simplified it down a little bit to make it, you know, easier and faster to shoot. Yeah.
And so, but like, so Juby was in charge of like the ideas behind it, or you were in charge of the like the visual ideas?
He was in charge of the visual ideas.
Okay. Is there instances where you will do more of like a planned out, something that you planned out for content or something like that? Like you will come up with the concepts and stuff like that for content, or content usually let the artists decide?
A lot of the times I do let the artist decide, but for example, the project that I'm currently working on, the personal project with the Conductor series, I'm just like, you know, I'm kind of directing all the content. Like I have a idea in my mind of what I'm trying to film, and I'm just kind of like, you know, letting the artist know like what we're gonna do and stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of, for content pieces and stuff like that, you know, artists are doing, I kind of just let them like kind of carry all the weight of directing. But you know, I do enjoy making those content pieces and directing them.
I'm so excited to see that Conductor shit when you're done, bro.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so fire.
Yeah, it looks cool as fuck right now.
Tell us some underrated shit to have on set. And I'm not talking about camera gear or anything. I'm talking about when you're in a shoot, what's something you're bringing every time that's underrated?
My car mount, dude. I fucking love my car. I recently like fucked it up a little bit.
Fell off a car or something?
It didn't even fall off a car. I was taking it off the window and it just fell apart. Yeah,
that's how you know MKV
crumbled.
Using that thing, bro.
Yeah, it just
crumbled.
crumbled. But I keep that. Dude, there's just certain props that I'll keep in my car, and then I like, if I feel like they could use it for a video. Like I have this old ass telephone that I'll like, you know, reintroduce in videos and stuff like that. I guess extra tripods if like you're trying to shoot the video, extra lights, and like a various amount of props. That's kind of what I keep.
Yeah, I remember we shot that video with me and Millie, and he just pulled up with like, he had like a hand in the back seat, zombie mask, and some more shit. Homie.
Yeah,
that you guys used?
A whole bunch of
that you guys used?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a funny ass video.
It was so good. That was when I first met MK. Yeah.
That video that you and Millie did was crazy. Yeah. You guys were like tripping in it.
Yeah,
that was fire.
Crazy.
That was TG Breeze, my boy.
TG Breeze. That's a throwback. For
Yo, what the fuck? Yeah, what happened to that name?
Got eradicated. It's gone. It's
TG
done.
Breeze. Oh, and then you had the fucking shrooms too.
Yeah,
fake
the
shrooms.
shit was nasty, bro.
Yeah.
Like y'all had bought some fake shrooms?
Yeah, so they were like actual mushrooms. Like we went to Sunfresh and they like have like sun dried mushrooms and shit, bro. And we're like, yeah, we finna eat these and act like they were
that was just raw dogging them.
Disgusting, bro. Like the faces we was making in that video, but that shit was nasty, bro.
And we had to do that. We had to do a take like multiple times.
Several times, bro.
So they're having to just keep on eating these shitty ass mushrooms, like dry as fuck.
Y'all actually start tripping balls?
Yeah, they're selling it like, on the low.
Fuck.
We were just filming some content the other day. I was like, the number one most underrated thing, bro, some fucking water. Nobody ever got no water, bro.
No me.
Yeah, I'd be thirsty as hell.
Especially in the summer, bro, when you're dying.
Dude.
Yeah.
When we did that Shun In Cross Me video and I was a background person in it or whatever, an extra.
Oh, yeah.
All black jacket, pants, ski mask, and it was like 100 degrees, bro.
And we're sitting like on the train track.
On the train tracks.
That was a brutal fucking shoot. I didn't get any sleep before that. I came in like just like I had a plan in my mind, but I was so fucking exhausted and like it was hot as fuck. But it ended up turning out kind of like cool.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of surprised with how it turned out.
Yeah, I thought it turned out fire, bro. That was one of the dopest videos. So have you been working anymore? I know like we shot part of that and like a barn at your crib. Like, have you been working anymore on trying to like get those places like shoot like where so you can shoot in there more often or anything like that?
Yeah, I think the problem with it is it's so far out.
That you live out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like Ontario already pulled up earlier, and I think he lives more out south, so it's a little bit easy for him.
Yeah.
I would want to turn that into a studio, but there's like some complications with it. Like it's super duper fucking old. Like,
Yeah.
it's from the 80s. So like a lot of the normal shit you usually have in like a studio or something like that, you won't have in that building or in
Right.
that barn.
You like have so much work to do to get it there.
Yeah, there's so much shit you have to do, and it's like, plus I think that, I don't know, hopefully no asbestos is in there. 'Cause you know how old places are.
Do you see yourself putting together like a production team? Like, will it eventually not just be you solely?
I mean, I hope, but I also have like found that like I can work solo, and I can kind of just like, if I want a production team, like I'll have like the people on standby, like that I want to work on the project if I'm looking for like an actual crew. So I think like actually having like a production crew like for every video is not something that I could do, but like having certain people picked out for certain projects, like, and just kind of like pulling them on like almost like a contractor. I think that works a lot better for me, because I feel like if I'm trying to go into every shoot like a content shoot and I'm like I have like 3 or 4 people with me, it's like there's no reason for that. Like they're not going to be doing anything. So
But when you do collab with, like, you've mentioned Quincy, you've mentioned Morgan, shout out Morgan. How do you decide, like, yeah, this is something that I need to bring another person in on?
when it gets too ambitious, like if there's going to be a ton of things like kind of moving on set that day, and I'm going to like, I need to actually lock into like a role. I can't just play all the roles. That's when I kind of decide, okay, like let me pull like Quincy on board, or for the Shay Lyric videos, Morgan's always there to like help out whenever we need anything.
Yeah.
And that always like helps. But like whenever the project just gets way too ambitious, and there's like too many moving parts, I've tried to do videos that like I need a crew with just by myself, and it never turns out well.
Yeah.
Like it's always like you always end up fucking shit up, and then you come back and you view the footage and you're like, I wish I had a cinematographer to focus on like the angles.
Yeah.
Or I wish I had somebody there to like, you know, light or rig up the camera or something like that. So I've been able to gauge a lot better, like whether I want somebody on that, like a project or not.
Yeah.
A lot of the times right now with the content pieces, I don't need anybody. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like, you know, pull
Yeah.
anybody together for that one.
I feel you. I feel like in music, it's the same thing sometimes. It's like, if you want to work with an artist and they want to work on, you know, only one song, then it's no problem to help write, produce, and engineer it.
For sure.
But when you got somebody that wants to work on 8 songs
Yeah.
at once, then you can't wear every hat
Yeah.
for all 8 and like have it be timely at least. You know what I mean? Like, not in one session.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
It's going to be spread out a little bit.
What is like, what's one video that's like the director's cut? You look back at it and you're like, yeah, I tweaked. Like, what's one video that stands out to you as like, you nailed it?
There's this run and gun video I did at Emerald Dream Labs with, I forgot his name. 19.
Free 19.
Yeah, Free 19. And it just looked crazy somehow. Like the way and it was such a quick shoot. It was only like an hour or two, but like the way like their smoke had kind of lit a lot of like I don't know, like flooded a lot of the lights. It looked fucking crazy, and a lot of the editing I was doing at that time fit really well with that video. And whenever I look back at that video, I'm like, damn, like that's like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get a better video than that.
That shit was hard.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
You did another video for 319 that was hard as fuck. Like they was like outside and shit. It kind of, the way you edited it kind of reminded me of like some Call of Duty shit. Like I don't know, it was dope as fuck.
Yeah, every single time I do a video with that dude, it just ends up being like really good for no reason. I think partially he picks really good locations. So Emerald Dream Labs was a really good location. And they had like, you know how they had that lighting that was like on the ceiling. That lighting is just like really, really good for video. And then he picked this like abandoned ass place, and I feel like it just fit the song so well. And like, I feel like whenever like a setup happens like that, like I feel like I need to play my part. Like I need to step up and make this shit crazy. Like I need the visuals to fit how that location feels. So yeah.
How are you utilizing AI without like letting it dictate like everything that you're doing?
Usually I'll let it help me out if like I need like a B-roll shot and I don't have it. I'll like, you know, see like how I can, you know, work in AI, or the biggest thing is using it within my workflow. Because whenever you use it in your workflow, it's more so just helping you, you know, get projects out a little bit faster.
Yeah.
That's where I enjoy AI the most. Usually like trying to make like just straight AI clips, it's going to be ass, and like you're going to be able to tell at this point, you're going to be able to tell that it's AI. But whenever you use it within your workflow, and it's helping you like kind of, you know, make the editing process go smoother or whatever, that's where I really like, I think AI is super cool, and that's where I enjoy using it in.
Yeah. So I know Timbo announced his AI company this week with a AI artist
that's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like I know like nobody that I know that's into music is a fan of what's going on with that. Is there anything like that happening in the music video world that people are like, there's some concern?
I don't think so. Because usually whenever the ways I've seen AI video used is super fucking creative. There's this guy named Noah So Cold that recently did like a 12-minute Babytron video, and it just like straight like just AI backgrounds with a green screened Babytron in it. It's like so crazy like how he tied everything together, and it works so well. I don't think there's like a problem with that. I also don't think the whole Timberland thing is gonna work. You know, like nobody's gonna fucking listen to
that's weird.
The AI chick. Like how is stage presence gonna work? Like is she gonna be like a what is it called, like a fucking hologram or some shit? Like how are they gonna do like a stage performance? Like you can't.
I mean,
I don't know, I just think it's fucking weird.
How do you market AI? You know, it's like,
I mean, when it comes to the holograms, you know, I thought those were gonna take off more than they did. You know what I mean? Like when I seen Tupac, yeah, and it's like I heard like they were trying to make the Beatles do one and shit. It's like when I saw the Tupac shit, that was crazy, but it never really took off like that, right? We didn't get like a hologram like tour or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it could be kind of the same thing, like. But at the same time, they were playing Tupac's music while they did it. It wasn't like fake music.
Yeah, like generated music.
Right.
I feel like it's so different with like videography and music with AI, because videos in general are to like, music videos aren't always exactly what's really happening. Like it's to like depict something, like whatever the message is, we're trying to make something resemble an idea or something. But music is more so actually being created by a person. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real.
The lyrics come from the heart.
It comes from something. And I feel like that's where, like you said, it might not be as much of a problem with video, because it's all like a not necessarily fake, but it's, you know, it's more just like TV.
Marketing, entertainment.
Exactly. Rather than music.
Well, would a movie be able to pull that off? Because I feel like if you're saying the music is like the product, right? That's the human product of it, and the video is like you're saying the Babytron video was AI, but like it supported the music, right? And it made it look cool. Is it different for a movie, like using AI? Because is that more of like if the video is supporting the music, a movie is like its own thing, right? Or a short film or something, right? So is that going to be more like harder to get? Are we going to not like AI in that world as much?
I think it's like a massive like leap in technology. And I think whenever you see that, there's people that'll use it for like good things and bad things. And I think that's going to be the same thing with filmmaking. I think you're going to get a lot of slop, a lot of bullshit, but I think you're also going to get a lot of cool shit that wouldn't have been able to have been done by just like a regular film set. Or you'll have somebody that just solo, like he's solo shooting. He doesn't have any crew, and he's able to, you know, make a full entire film with the help of AI with only like maybe like himself and a few actors. Like you're going to see, it's going to be a huge range of what you see. You're going to see a lot of bullshit, but you're also going to see a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's just going to, I guess, intensify a little bit more in the next few years. You're going to see a lot of, you know, the shit that, you know, the slop you see on Instagram, but you're also going to see a lot of like those Noah So Cold Babytron videos that are actually sick as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's something that wouldn't have been doable at all without AI.
So you don't think it's going to be something of like an artist? Let's just say this, like people are worried, you know, that now companies are generating music and now artists don't have avenues to get paid maybe. You don't think that videographers or cinematographers can get cut out when artists can just type in, give me a cool video?
They will.
Yeah.
But I also think it's like you kind of have to adapt with the times. For example, when there was like a massive switch from film to video, there was a lot of people that hated video or digital, and they didn't want to make the switch. But it's like developing film, shooting on film, it's super duper inconvenient. And so there's going to be a lot of that, like, there's going to be a lot of that inconvenience with AI where it's like, yo, you could do it without the help of AI, but it's going to be inconvenient and inefficient. So it's kind of just like adapting to like the current technologies that you have.
Yeah. I mean, I use at least like ChatGPT to do like, you know, kinds of any document kind of stuff I need to do, notes, like marketing, stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm already using it for all that stuff.
AI is gonna change like everything.
Yeah.
It's already like fucked up education.
Yeah.
Like,
No, for real.
like high school students, literally like you can just fucking copy and paste the directions of an assignment in like ChatGPT or Gemini, and then it'll print out some shit, and then you'll just rewrite it. It's like it fucks up a lot of like the education system and like other industries too. But I feel like people just need to like adapt to it. Like it's gonna happen. Like it's just gonna keep getting better and better, and it's gonna, you know, the technology's gonna keep getting more and more scary. Instead of like, you know, fearing it, you should just like adapt to the current times.
Yeah.
For some of the videographers or content creators in general that's looking to like find the AI to use when like in videography and stuff like that, what are some of the ones that you use or recommend?
I used Runway for a little bit. Now I'm kind of just, I haven't used it in any of the music videos or anything like that because I'm just having kind of like, I'm playing around with it. But VO3, they have like a pretty cheap subscription model right now, especially if you're a student. And then I think, yeah, VO3 and Gemini, I just have like a lot of fun with like, you know, like I'm able to, for example, with the shoot that I did with you on the Cypher, I inputted the image that you sent me, and I made it make me a blueprint of the room. And I was able to like then have it label certain points that would be best for lighting.
Crazy.
So I had a floor plan,
Yeah.
and then you had like a lighting plan as well. And like stuff like that is like fucking crazy. It would take you so long to do without it. I wouldn't even know how to approach like a blueprint or anything like creating a floor plan. But now I can just ask it to do that and then tell me, you know, where how would I be able to get the best lighting
Yeah.
with the current, conditions of that room?
I kind of did something similar. Like for this camera over here, I had it actually I just told ChatGPT, like, this is how far everybody's sitting in this shape from that camera. And it was like, these is the lenses you could get that would make it look good. I was like, crazy.
Yeah, like it's scary, but it's also like you're gonna be able to like advance your career so fast if you're able to use it right, that it's like you can't look away from it, and you can't really act like it's not gonna affect your industry.
Yeah.
Because it will eventually get to your industry, and you're gonna need to figure out how to adapt to it as an artist.
Yeah.
I think art is still gonna exist. I don't think it's gonna wipe out human art, because art comes from a human place.
Yeah.
And like all the stuff I consume right now, even with like how much AI content has dropped, I'm still consuming human art,
Right?
not like AI shit that
Right.
only AI generates. So I think it's gonna be more so, or at least I hope it's used for a tool rather than like, make the idea for me, make the visuals for me, like you want to incorporate your own creativity into it.
And I mean, when it comes to dope music, dude, you hear a dope song. What's the first thing you say? Who's this?
Yeah, trying to figure out who it is.
Right.
It's like
it's a person.
Yeah, facts. Because like I don't feel like the AI can take the place of human art for the simple fact that people like art because they can relate to the person's experience. We can't relate to a computer. You know what I mean? Like they don't have a mind or a feeling. Like it's like it looks nice, but there's no like connection to it. You feel me?
And I mean, the human connection to it, when you say, who's this, when it's a dope song, if it's a computer, it's just going to be like, there's no, we can't have maybe I'm wrong, but maybe we can't have an emotional connection towards it because of the creator also, you know what I mean? Like you're saying, how do you relate to a computer? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like think about how like, vivid a lot of Frank Ocean's lyrics are. Like there's like something super relatable to what he talks about and how he talks about certain things that an AI or a robot can't fucking experience, like they can't abstract life like how I feel like somebody like a Frank Ocean could, or a Tyler the Creator could. Mm-hmm. I think that's always going to be like within the humans. I don't think AI is going to be able to do that shit.
Yeah.
Who got some of the best music videos in the industry? Well, not just in the industry, but just in general. Who's had some of the best music videos?
There's this guy named Omar Jones, and his stuff is like fucking nuts. Like he did an Isaiah Rashad and Lil Uzi Vert video, and that shit was crazy. And like every video he does, there's just like something. Like he did the Absol Do Better video. I think he's like crazy, and he's influenced so much of like the visual style that a lot of people do now. Mm-hmm. Just because I think he was popping like in 2018, 2017 or something like that. And a lot of the people like around that time were super duper inspired by Omar Jones. And you see a lot of like YouTube tutorials and stuff like that pop up where it's like Omar Jones inspired. And it's like that, like, whenever that happens, it's like that influences the next generation of videographers, music video directors, and stuff like that. And so I think you have a lot of people right now, including me, who are influenced by Omar Jones because of like his impact on not only like his own work, but also like the impact of like knowledge within like YouTube and making music videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What artists like would you say like have more consistency? Like every single video that they make is like hard, raw.
Oh, like consistently like crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator has like a really, I think it's his DP or something like that, is his cinematographer. Mm-hmm. But all his visuals are so like cohesive.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of talking to you about that when I was trying to shoot for something like last year, and I was saying like how he like creates like a world.
Yeah,
like,
with his Chromacopia album. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has like a visual style, and he's just able to stick to that visual style so well. And it's probably because he's been doing it for so long, but also he has like a really good cinematographer that he works with. That cohesiveness is so like, it makes you want to be that cohesive. It makes you want to do that. It's like, damn, like I wish I had that idea.
I feel like early Lil Uzi Vert, like all his music videos was like raw, and they like kind of matched that. It was like a anime kind of feeling of it. It was like very kind of similar to that Free 19 video that kind of had similar like that aesthetic kind of to it.
I mean, first thing that I think of is like the classic videos first. If we talk about music videos, like Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes, and I mean, shit, that video we watched a couple weeks ago. Not every video can be like this, but that Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg one off Missionary, that was like a full movie. It was like a 15-minute
Was it
video.
like the kind of animated one?
No, they were like robbing a bank or some shit. I don't remember what they was doing. They was killing people and shit. It was crazy. It was a movie, but like the music was only like 2 minutes of the 15-minute video. You know what I mean? You want to do more stuff like that, like more film into a video?
Yeah, I would want to like, for example, like I would want to do like an EP like that. Like you have like maybe like a 5-song EP or something like that, and then you just like have like this story kind of woven through the EP, which would be the video as well.
Yeah.
And it would just kind of all tie in. Like the visuals would tie into the music, and it would just kind of seamlessly enter. I think The Weeknd was trying to do that with his movie that he dropped, and I don't think it's sat well with people. I haven't seen it, but
I want to see it. I haven't checked that shit out yet. I don't know.
It's gotten so much hate though. Like, I'm like, god damn! Like,
You've been talking super
that
shit.
clip of him like yelling.
What the fuck is your problem?
What the fuck is your problem?
All right, y'all. Let's get out of here. That's it for us. At CoRedKC, at We Got One Scorp, at FerrariFilms.mkv. Nick, thank you, bro, for sliding.
Thank you for having me.
That was fun. TraKCouts. Bouncing out. Peace, y'all.
Peace.